Ciao Juventini of the world, my name is Giuseppe, welcome back on the channel, I hope you're all doing well. Attenzione, special edition today of the Juventus news. Instead of doing a video, which I usually do with a lot of editing and so on, I thought why not going live and doing 30 minutes? Because you know, I have a big problem since I opened the channel. I can't stop talking. From the moment that I go live, I just can't stop talking, and I go and I promise you, yeah, we will do a live of 1 hour and then we finish with 2 hours 30. This is one of my biggest problems, so I always want to go better, to do better, and that's why I have found a new idea. When I go live with the news, which it's really important to understand, which I'm doing for one reason. Sorry, I forgot. I'm doing what for one reason, because I don't have the time for editing. At 2:30 p.m. I will be live on the Juventus Twitch channel with Coach Joe Montemurro, and you know it, huh? You're all invited to be there with Joe Montemurro because he speaks English. He's Australian-Italian, Italo-Australian, so it's super important if you want to ask questions also to the coach of the Juventus women. It's the last time this season that you go at 2:30 on Juventus Twitch. If you're not there, we can't speak about English topics, and that's important for you to be there, and that's why I'm in a rush. I don't have the time to edit and so on, so I go live. What I will do to oblige myself to come better in time management is that I will put a countdown. From the moment that we put the countdown on, 30 minutes, and that's it. So for the people also that wants to watch in replay, they don't have to watch 2 hours 30, but they know that it's 30 minutes from the moment that they see the countdown with the news of today. We will go through all the papers, and of course we will give our opinion. Talk about Tudor. Early live from Styler Z. Ciao Iman, ciao The Rock, ciao all the people. Softic is there in this morning. Katwolf, Bogdan, ciao Ryan, ciao well to all the people that are there. Neville, Adriano, we must carry on this act. Vincenzo Italiano, Sam Mikalev, Mikel Arteta, Ayman is there as well. Palto, so many people in the chat, I'm happy. Ciao Jacopo, ciao grande Jacopo. So 30 minutes time management, and we start immediately now with the countdown. Let me put a countdown on. We go 30 minutes. In 30 minutes, the promise is that we stop the live. We go immediately with the first news of the day. È ufficiale Pinsoglio fino al 2025. This is the official news of yesterday. Pinsoglio Carlo has renewed his contract until 2025. We start immediately with a poll about that because I need to speak about that a few seconds, not a lot. So happy for Pinsoglio 2025. No, not happy. Right choice. Pinsoglio 25. Yes? No. As easy as that. Yes or no? I need to check something that is really important. So the news of yesterday official is Carlo Pinsoglio goes until 2025. We know Carlo Pinsoglio is third goalkeeper. He will not become second. He will not become the new starter of Juventus. He has a minimum salary. This is the minimum from the first team. If I'm not wrong, 300k for a year. That looks and sound a lot of money for any player or for any human being on the world. 300k is a lot in a year, but for a football player, when you know that the career of a football player is quite short, not sure if that's really a lot of money, because then it's over, or you become trainer of the goalkeeper, or you start to be a sport commentator on television and so on. Otherwise, it's really over. The season is over. So that's quite difficult. Yes or no, is it a great choice? 89% of the people here in the chat at the moment, they are voting for a yes. Good for the locker room and low wages. He is the glue to this team. He will go to Saudi after that, maybe. We are speaking now not until 24, but 25. So it's a 2 years extension. Last year he received 1 year. Now he received 2 years. Yes, of course, to from Sir Raz. Yasko, ciao Beppe, ciao grande. So finishing the news, I believe it's a right choice. I don't know why I saw a bit of polemica, a bit of controversy yesterday about Pinsoglio with people that were not happy because he don't deserve, because we are spending money like this, throwing money out of the window. Ragazzi, third goalkeeper, you play maximum, but big maximum 2 games in the season. This is what we are speaking about, 2 games in a season. Usually on average you play 1 game, official games, and it's most of the time the last game of the season when the game is over, if the game is already over. Otherwise you don't even play. When you are playing is during friendlies, when we are in tournée or preparing friendlies in the beginning. Otherwise no. So it's super important to have a fantastic bound. When I spoke to Pinsoglio, Szczesny, Perin, with a question mark to Szczesny, of course, will he remain or not, but that's another discussion, I saw a fantastic unity between the 3. If one is leaving, you still have 2 that are able to welcome potentially another goalkeeper. So for me, it's a great choice, also because you don't spend money to have another goalkeeper. Then, if Szczesny or Perin are leaving, you go for a number 1 or a number 2. Can be Carnesecchi, can be Vicario, but that's another discussion. For the third goalkeeper, I have absolutely no problem and I'm super happy. Mark 1 is saying he deserves it. Okay, we can close then that discussion. 70 votes, 89% of the people are saying Pinsoglio deserves it. Again, for me, the club made here the right decision. Don't create problems where you don't have problems. If you stop with Pinsoglio, you need to sign a new goalkeeper and you will tell him you are third goalkeeper of Juve. There is no benefit. There is absolutely no benefit. If you are promoting a young goalkeeper, well, what are you doing with that young goalkeeper? You are actually more or less killing his career because he will never play. And it's over about Pinsoglio. Then we go to the other things, the other topics that probably you are all waiting for, Tudor and so on and so on and so on. Outellectuals, what is Outellectual saying? No, I think he's more than a third goalkeeper. He's like Bugs Bunny putting fake doping in the water of Space Jam team because he knows how to motivate his team. I don't know about that. I don't know. 25k a month to be a Juventus supporter. Yes, I am jealous of him. It's more than that's the last one that I want to say. It's more than 25k a month to be a Juve supporter, because at the end you have to work, because it is a work, and that's an important thing. And then don't forget that you are living in a total different world, because you are at Juventus, where the salaries of the players are much higher than him. So his 25 buddies, they're all much more rich than him. They have a lot more money than him. They can go to restaurant and pay for everyone. They can sign or they can buy whatever car they want. They can invest in a new apartment. They can buy new clothes every single day. They can spend without being too much limited. While you are actually like a young player that is approaching to the first team, like Sule, Barrenechea, they all have more or less 300k when you are really starting at Juventus without official big contract from first team player. And you are actually the one that always has to pay attention to his money. You can't just overspend. So you are living in a really rich world without having the capacity to spend a lot. And then you are also the one that probably think that you deserve to play a bit more, or you want to play a bit more, because don't tell me, guys, that you are just happy to be on the bench. If you're a goalkeeper at Juventus, of course you dream about playing and you know that it's dead. So in terms of human feeling, I don't know if it's as fun as that or as easy as that to just say I'm the third goalkeeper. Whatever I do, good or not, in the week, I will sit on the bench. If my goalkeeper is injured, I will not be the one that will enter. So guys, ragazzi, I don't know if it's as nice as that, but I respect, because it's a really hard one. And of course, speaking about the locker room, it's a great one. Guys, ragazzi, it's not over. We have to speak about other things, a lot of things. We go first to the first pages of today with pressione al max, maximum pressure on Max Allegri. What do we see? Thiago Motta. We see also Tudor, Igor Tudor. What are they writing on the first page before entering? All under exam. Allegri needs to show that he has still Juve in his hands, in his control. We see in the background Thiago Motta, Tudor, and not only. Di Maria is asking for an increase of salary. Addio probabile, most probable goodbye. ciao ciao, arrivederci to Di Maria. Giuntoli, sporting director, could bring cope manners. Vlahovic stop, Milan at risk. Vlahovic had a small injury at the tendon, so it's not the growing pain, it's another thing. Probably the season of Dusan Vlahovic is over. The big question we have is the future of Vlahovic at Juventus over already? That's the big question that is in the supporters momently in their mind. I don't go inside the papers at the moment. We go on the other page. Datemi pep. Give me pep for Gazzetta dello Sport. With Simone Inzaghi with the Cup of Italy, the Coppa Italia in his hands. And then he's dreaming about pep. Guys, you know, my things didn't change at all. I'm super scared that they will win the Champions League, but that's another story. And then you see something totally disgusting from Gazzetta dello Sport, and people, they believe me, they don't believe me, we will speak about that. Juve, you're risking a lot, or you say goodbye to the Super League, or you will be punished a lot from Euro, from UEFA. Guys, treatments from... That's blackmailing, Blackmailing treatments by Gazzetta dello Sport that I explain you every single day, that they are actually the voice of UEFA and that they are sending messages to Juventus. Clear messages. It's not the first time. So this one I really want to speak about. Then let me go to the third page and then we can speak about the different topics, of course, about Corriere dello Sport. Juve in hostage. In ostaggio. Juve is hostage. Of who? Of who? That's the big thing. Giuntoli is always in standby because of De Laurentiis that decided to not free Giuntoli until he find a replacement for Spalletti. Allegri is waiting for answers. So Juve is hostage of their own coach, apparently according to Corriere dello Sport. Allegri is waiting for an answer, an official answer. And then Giuntoli from De Laurentiis. Napoli is waiting. They want Luis Enrique, but there is Paris Saint-Germain on Luis Enrique. And this is about the first pages. Guys, let me know your first reaction about the first pages before we go to page 2 of Gazzetta dello Sport, of Tuttosport, and so on and so on. I'm curious about what you will say about what we see here. Are you pro or against Max? This UEFA blackmailing is disgusting. How is this normal? I don't get it. How is Superlega illegal? What do we do to stop attack from Federazione Italiana Gioco Calcio? UEFA, ciao Beppe, come stai? So I see that news about Gazzetta dello Sport is actually scaring a lot of people, or this is the most controversial one, even more than the question of Max Allegri. Do we start with that one? Because we have 90 minutes to go. I believe yes. That's a really, really interesting one. I will show you something before going into Gazzetta dello Sport that is important to understand, super important to understand, from Juventino Vero that are always reporting a lot of things from justice and so on and so on. So what do we see? They are actually saying in English, so I can just read it. Today, for the third time since April, so let's go in chronology. Here you have, no, that's not the first one. This is the first one. In April, on Gazzetta dello Sport by Fabiana Della Valle. 1st of April, my friend. So we have to go back in more than 1 month ago. Juve UEFA. Mano tesa da Nyon, ma prima va detto addio alla Superlega. So Fabiana Della Valle is writing, hence to Juventus from UEFA. They are actually showing their hands to make a deal to forget about things, but first Juventus needs, with the new management, to say goodbye to Super League. This is what UEFA is saying, or at least what Gazzetta dello Sport is reporting. Then people are saying, but journalists, they are disgusting, why are they writing? Guys, defending journalists, they need to report what they know. It's strange, of course, that Gazzetta dello Sport, they have these kinds of information and that UEFA is communicating through Gazzetta dello Sport to Juve to send them messages. Strange. But the journalist is doing their work. But then there is a second important thing about the work of a journalist. Because a journalist can report, but then a journalist needs to investigate and ask themselves, is it correct? Because what are we speaking about? We are speaking about two total different things. The first thing is, ragazzi, you have maybe committed something not legal about plusvalenza, the profit cases. And you will be investigated, you will go to court, you will defend yourself, we will go again to court, and then you will be guilty or not guilty. I'm not saying that Juventus is not guilty. I'm not saying that Juventus is guilty. We all saw day by day how the trials went. Strangely, nobody is yet able to explain us what we did wrong with the profit cases. Nobody is able to explain us the motivation of what does that mean 15, 10, 11, 9. But then there is another thing, UEFA. And they are saying, if you give up with Super League, we close an eye and we forgive you. Guys, what are we speaking about? One time on the 1st of April, then, it's not over, 25th of April, as you know, to remind Juventus, Euro stangata. What does that mean, Euro stangata? The word stangata. Stangata is a harsh one, huh? So I will show you from Italian to English. Stangata. It's a big word, huh? Stangata is a sting, a really sting. Euro sting for Juve, and then you go into the pages. UEFA is preparing the ban of Juve from the cup. If the Sporting Justice is not pronouncing themselves until or before July, it will be a fair play panel committee of UEFA that will decide the destiny of the club. So again, Euro sting, again speaking about UEFA taking care of Juve, again about that Super League. And today you see, Juve, you risk a lot. If you don't say ciao to Super League, Euro stangata, you will be punished. Always with the same word. Yesterday I also showed you that broken UEFA Champions League trophy to speak about Juventus, but then you go inside, because I'm really curious about Gazzetta dello Sport. What are we reading, except of Mourinho and so on, Fratesi, that a lot of teams want them. Double page. Juve, or you do a step behind, a step back about the Super League, or you will be punished from Europe. The old lady is risking a lot. And again, a double page here. Guys, here, that Juventus is guilty or not, I just see a big message from UEFA. UEFA is really surprised of the behavior of the new management of the Bianconeri, and they could punish the club with 1 or more years ban of the cups. Guys, I always explain you this on the channel since really long, and you don't really listen. You prefer to fight about the field, about Allegri, about this, which is also correct. But are we not realizing, are the journalists not realizing that what we are doing is absolutely not legal? We are asking Juventus to step up from... Then, let's say, you say, okay, if you're still in the Super League project, you can't participate to Champions League. They could have said that. They said that in the beginning. At the moment, the courts said, UEFA, you can't. You're not allowed to use your own power to ban the 3 clubs or whatever club that is thinking about a Super League until Europe, that in the month of July normally, will decide about it, about the anti-competition law that, you know, in Europe for every single business there is an anti-competition law. That means you can't block another competition and having that monopoly. You can't. It is impossible. Well, UEFA, they can't ban Juventus for thinking about the Super League. They can't. It is not allowed. It is illegal. To use that monopoly is illegal. I will repeat it. What are they doing, UEFA? They are threatening Juventus that if you are guilty, and now we have been found not guilty, but they punished us and they said you are guilty, we take away 10 points. UEFA is saying, we will ban you. If they want to ban us for this minus 10 points, legally they can. But not because we are still thinking about the Super League. And this is the big problem. This is the big problem. We have to speak about Tudor. We have 12 minutes 50 to do it, so I will go fast. But this is actually what they are reporting in the big titles of Gazzetta dello Sport. And according to me, it's even more important than Tudor, not Tudor, Thiago Motta, Consensao, and so on and so on. For me, this is really disgusting, and it has to stop. People need to realize. So I was really happy that a lot of people now, they start realizing it. I just read 1 second this and then we can move on. Today, for the third time since April, La Gazzetta dello Sport, Italy's most read newspaper, publishes news that we think should be of public interest to European football fans. For the third time, the article claims internal UEFA sources revealed to the Italian newspaper that UEFA board's firm intention to punish Juventus for the Plusvalenza case until or unless the club abandoned the Super League project. A real blackmail, as if there were no separation of powers and the rule of law within UEFA, and an outrageous public harassment of a presumed innocent defendant. We believe this is in the public interest of football fans around the world. I totally agree, and I was happy yesterday of reading rumors about John Elkann. It's a rumor saying we don't care, we stay in the Super League. My personal thought is we are doing absolutely well to say we remain in Super League. Case closed. A few of your words before going to the other really interesting ones. Who cares what they report? We can... No, Aussie. We care. And it is important to care about that. Because public manipulation of the mass is super important. 1. 2. The people, like my friends that are living in US and so on, they don't read Tutto Sport, they don't read Corriere dello Sport, they just read the titles of Gazzetta dello Sport. And this is what they are reporting. And that's super important. It's not what they report. No. We, Juventini, me, and some people like Juventino Vero and so on, they are taking that really at heart. And they are trying to expose them. But the other Juventini, they are not speaking a lot about that. They are not seeing the dangers of it. Because here we are speaking about blackmailing. So I don't agree. Since the beginning of UEFA Champions League, he hates Juve more than Real, that's for sure. I don't know who you are speaking about, Vincenzo. Zeferin. But he tries with Barcelona, but Barcelona looks like they bend the knee. And then you have the other one, it is Real Madrid. But Real Madrid, it's a big club. It's owned by Spain. It's owned by the capital of Madrid. It is owned by the bank. It's a big problem there. It's a real big problem. Anyway, we go to the next one because we have still 10 minutes. Maybe 30 minutes is a bit short, but it is the reality. We go to these ones, guys. To Pressione Max. Elkann lo guarda. What are we speaking about? Just to make sure, because I saw so many and a lot, really a lot of news about Max is already gone. Max is not gone yet. But there are, of course, a lot of rumors saying that he is under pressure. Elkann, apparently, according to the rumors, didn't really appreciate the word that we found, that he said after Empoli, referring to the one that it will be really difficult for Juventus to compete to win an next Scudetto. Guys, Max spoke about Monopoly, the game, you know, not Monopoly, but Monopoly, the game that you are playing. And he said this season, 22-23, was like a Monopoly that you are playing, you are advancing because you are doing well, but then you are picking up a card and they say minus 15 and you go back. You play, you continue, minus 10 and you go back. Plus 15 and you go up front. Then it's this. Then you have card injury, big injury for your most biggest player. So it's true, but at a certain moment, it has to stop, because what is also correct is that we didn't see any progress in the last 2 seasons. And this is a reality, with Juventus not able to show progress, not able to increase the value of the players, of a lot of players, except of the next-gen players that we increased, but not yet drastically to say, wow, fantastic. So they are already speaking about possibly new coaches. Tudor, Thiago in pole. It's really funny what I will say you, Tudor, Thiago in pole, for one simple reason. Because I believe I was the first one to speak you about Thiago Motta. That was in my favorite list in case of a change of coach. We are here. Thiago Motta, looks like I'm not the only one that is thinking about Thiago Motta. Se Allegri non resta, if Allegri doesn't stay, Thiago Motta in pole with Tudor. The management of the Bianconeri loves the ideas of Motta from Bologna. But there are also another name that yesterday Romeo Agresti revealed, Consensao. Consensao, also him, I believe, ex-Lazio, ex-Inter. Not sure about Inter, I think yes. So these are the names. Guys, I will put you 4 names in the poll, and then you can vote for who you, if Allegri leaves, and that's an important one, who you would love to see differently at Juventus next season from the realistic names. So next coach if. So we have Tudor, we have Thiago Motta. Don't speak about Zidane, my friends, because at the moment it's not possible. Palladino, or even, that's the new name, Conceição. 4 names. There is also the name of Italiano. I can put, let's put Italiano. Let's put Italiano instead of Consensao. Okay, we go. 4 names. 4 names. I'm saying I would keep Allegri. Here we are doing a supposition if Allegri would leave. It's not, there is still the possibility of Allegri staying, of course. At the moment, the people are rushing towards Tudor. Of course, I prepared the Tudor. No, I prepared and then I forgot to update. Tudor. Okay. Igor Tudor, coach of Marseille. Here we go. With his curriculum. Marseille, he played 46 games this season, 27 wins, 7 draws, and 12 defeats in total. If you're speaking about Ligue 1, 22 wins, 7 and 7. At the moment, if I'm not wrong, he's third, which is not the best thing. Of course, first is difficult because you have Paris Saint-Germain. He beat Paris Saint-Germain in French Cup, but he's third at the moment in Ligue 1. If you are looking at his CV, Hajduk played with the youth team, so he already coached youth teams. He has that experience. Coached a lot in Croatia, and then he came back to Juve. And we all know that he has paid himself to free himself. So in terms of gestures, in terms of attachment, he did as a second coach at Juve, where it didn't go really, really well. He did, sorry. No, sorry, this is his players. Sorry, guys, I'm wrong. This is Tudor wait. We need Tudor as a coach, not as a player. I will add 1 minute later. Igor Tudor at Marseille. Okay, here we go with this. No, it's the same. It's the same curriculum. Where is the experience as coach? Here we go. Galatasaray, Udinese, Juventus as a second coach, then Hellas Verona, Marseille. What we can know from Tudor, it's a coach that at the moment never really showed that he stayed really long at the club. Guys, tell me in the chat why you are convinced about Igor Tudor, because at the moment, after 82 votes, he's winning with 63%, 16 for Thiago Motta, 13 for Italiano, 7 for Palladino. I want you to tell me why you want... Ciao, Dave. Thank you for your message. I was live. I couldn't answer. But guys, Turin Giants, if you're looking for some quality talks and so on, go to the channel of Turin Giants from our friend Dave and Dash and Farad. So let me know why Tudor. For the people that really voted for Tudor, why Tudor? I need to know. RB doesn't want Tudor. Is it because his goal versus Deportivo La Coruña? Is it that why? Because you saw the goal against La Coruña? Is it because of that grinta? Is it because he's playing a three-man defense? Is it because of his idea of playing offensively? Is it because of his words when he was the coach of Verona that he prefers to win 4-3 than 1-0? What are the reasons why you want him? Felice. We have a Felice. My son is called Felice. We won't go for a non-Italian. We won't go for a non-Italian coach. That's what you think. There are some non-Italian coach in the list. Tudor is Grinta. That's why. Okay, Grinta. So you're telling me, Gerardo is telling me, we want to replicate the Grinta of Antonio Conte. Is that what you're telling me? I need to understand, guys. So tell me, if we dream about Conte, but we don't really want Conte, so let's go for one with Grinta. Is that what you're replicating? Ciao Juve Garra. RB Combs is also speaking. Mark, I like Tudor. My concern is that he has never won any important trophy. His salary is right for Juve, but on the other hand, he is not of the same level of Zidane or De Zerbi. Zidane will say yes. I'm not sure. I am not sure that Zidane will say yes, because we don't even know where we are at the moment in terms of things. In the meanwhile that we are writing, because he's handsome is the answer of Andrew. Morata, Juventus, 3% is the percentage of him arrival from Monblano yesterday. Monblano that also revealed that from 26% we went to 13%, or from 21 we went to 13 for the permanence of Max at Juventus. I'm trying to read. I say Tudor or Italiano. Yeah, but I need to say why. What is the style of Tudor? That's a big question. I hope that Juventus, before going for Tudor, they really don't do what a lot of supporters would possibly do. The will of change that is blinding you and rushing towards a coach that you think can be good without analyzing 360 degree. That would be, for me, the biggest mistake that someone can do. Are we over-evaluating, or are we overrating Tudor because of the rush and the will of change? That's my big question. And I don't want to do that. I don't want to do that. I really don't want to do that. So think about it. Let me know in the comments. Then we have another news, a beautiful one, and that will be probably the last one of today. Cope Manners lo porta Giuntoli. If Giuntoli becomes the sporting director of Juventus, Cope Manners could be one. The last poll of the day, guys, ragazzi, we go here with the last poll. Cope Manners. Is Cope Manners a good addition? Yes, no. Giuntoli confirmed? No, at the moment, no. Giuntoli is not confirmed. We are waiting for Giuntoli to arrive at to free himself from Napoli, and that's the big thing. Good question from that's a good question from Tudor. Overrated because we want to go fast. I would not choose for any of these. If these options, I would stay with Allegri. Tudor is a Juventino. Good, yes. Italiano is a Juventino as well. Get Nagelsmann, Klopp, Guardiola, not who mentioned before. Hey, ragazzi, but it's beautiful, but it's not possible. Guardiola will remain at City. Klopp will remain at Liverpool. And they cost so many money. I will tell you in a second before, while you're writing about, time is over, Juventini. Time is over. We need to stop the live, so I end with 2 more minutes. For 80 million, you will lose from not participating to Champions League. 40 million, you will lose from if you sack the staff. That's what we are speaking about, gross money that you are missing. Then we are speaking about Rabiot, Di Maria, Rabiot, Di Maria, probably Arthur leaving all for free. Paredes going back on loan. We have a lot of players that will leave and that you will need to replace. You don't have a lot of money financially to go for a club for Guardiola. So this is not possible, my friends. This is not possible. Now, the last one, Cope Manners. At the moment, 60% of the people said yes. So we stopped the poll. 40% are saying no. If Giuntoli arrives, Cope Manners can be a beautiful possible deal. And we know it. We were speaking a lot about Guardiola. Not about Guardiola. About Fratesi. Fratesi a bit more further. Also Gazzetta dello Sport. They were speaking about Fratesi, but not really close to Juve. They were speaking about maybe Milan for Fratesi. With Juventus thinking about Giuntoli. The maybe probable future sporting director of Juve is following the midfielder since long time. Now it could be a beautiful occasion, a beautiful attempt, and the timing would be right for Koopmeiners to Juve. This season he did really well with Atalanta, we have to say. Teun Koopmeiners, 25 years, young midfielder. Don't forget, if you lose McKennie, Zakaria, Arthur, Rabiot, Paredes, you remain with only 4 players, if my calculations are wrong. With Miretti, with Pogba, with Locatelli, with Fagioli. Because Barrenechea will go on loan and so on and so on. So you need to find players that you want to replace. And you can't go with Toni Kroos. So Koopmeiners could be a good one. Then you're speaking also about Milinkovic-Savic, that certainly apparently would leave Lazio. There is an offer apparently from Juventus of 25. That Lotito is thinking it's not enough. Let's see. But it's last year of contract. But I'm asking myself, why would Sergej Milinkovic-Savic join Juventus in a year where with Lazio he's certain to play Champions League and with Juventus not? Big question there. Rovella will come back. So if you have, and tell me yes or no, if you have 6 midfielders made of Pogba, Locatelli, Fagioli, Rovella, Koopmeiners, and Miretti, is this enough for next season without Europe? Without Europe, important. Yes or no? Yes or no? That's the last question I'm asking you. 30 million for SMS, Beppe. Yeah, but Juventus offered 25. The rumors are saying 30. That's the last one of this morning, reported by ilmessaggero.it. Let's see. Let's see. Yes, yes, yes. I say yes. Morizza says I said no. Not enough. Barrenechea is the 7th pick. No, he will go on loan, my friends. Miretti will leave on loan. It's not certain, but it could be a possibility. If we go for Carlos Augusto to Juve, Monza loan for Miretti could be a possibility. Then you need to find another midfielder. Nicolò Caviglia will go on loan again. I don't believe that he will stay at Juve. Ciao Peter. It depends also on Pogba if he will remain fit or not. Big question. Sule must say, I'm not sure that Sule will stay. I don't think that he convinced yet. Okay, ragazzi, that was it. I need to close because otherwise it makes no sense that I put a countdown. Last question before leaving. Did you appreciate this format that I want to use a bit more, or you prefer the video? I will not always do this format, but maybe once or twice a week, replacing the morning video. What do you prefer, guys? You appreciate? Let me know so that I know, because I went fast and I didn't have a lot of time for replying to your comments, of course. BT saying it was fun. I wasn't last answer, not question. I don't understand from Zlatko. Mark, good format. I am in favor. Roberto, short video. Gerardo, this one. Then we have OC, they're saying longer. No, I can't go longer. Because, you know why? Because I want also the people that are watching in replay that they are also able to watch in replay. The videos, we are hitting 4K views and so on because they are really short, and people, they can take their time to watch it, before going to work. If I start doing 2 hours live in the morning, then people, they don't have time. They have also things to do. Great one, thank you. Enjoy both. Fratesi, the format is better, but more time is needed, maybe 45 minutes. But then it's again too long. That doesn't mean that we can't go live again. That doesn't mean that we can't go live again. But thank you for the feedback. We will try to do it again next week. We will pick a date and we will go with it. Ragazzi, a good thing is that I invite you at 2:30 p.m. So it's 1 hour 15 from now, as I see that you are all awake, because it will be my last episode on Twitch with Joe Montemurro, the coach of the Juventus women. We are preparing a double game with Roma women, one in Serie A that doesn't really count because the season is already over. It's the last game, but then the Coppa Italia with the possibility to win the last trophy. If you have questions for Joe Montemurro about everything, it's super nice, really great one in English. We can go. No, last episode with Joe Montemurro, it's not the last live, but we did like 7 times. This time it's the last one. With Joe Montemurro of the season. So if you want to, Juventus Twitch, it is for free. You can join and ask in English. I would love to have also a lot of English questions. That was it. I hope that we increased also the subscribers on the channel. Woo! From 25,514 to 25,521. Not bad. Grazie. Please message me, but I don't have your number. I'll see. I don't have your number. I'll see. I would love to, but I don't have your number. So let me know how I will message you. I don't use Facebook or things like that, or actually not at all. So you need to tell me, but I don't. Ragazzi, maximum of like on this video if you loved it, so that people, they know also later, because we don't even reach the 100 likes. Maximum of like, and we see each other later today. Grazie. Forza Juve. Ciao ragazzi.